Hello everyone, this is Amit Bojraj from the product marketing team in Cree Lighting. Very warm welcome to the CPY250 soffit and canopy lighting webinar. The CPY250 got launched this morning, and I hope most of you were at LFI a couple of weeks back, and if you were, you would have surely seen this product in action. We had some great reviews on the show floor, and I would say hands down this was one of our best products for the show. So with that, let's jump right into the presentation. Just a couple of housekeeping notes. This presentation will be recorded, so it will be available on demand afterwards. We will be sending out an email with the download link. Secondly, if you have any questions during the course of the webinar, please use the questions tab to insert your questions. After the presentation is done, we will go over the questions and answer them in the order they were received. So with that, let's move on to CPY250 and how it's going to change the world of lighting for under soffit and under canopy. Next slide. Okay, CPY250 positioning. The main positioning for the CPY250 is that we are creating a new performance standard for under soffit and under canopy lighting by delivering a unique combination of increased performance at a lower initial cost. Now, to support that main message, we have three key messages with the CPY250. Superior illumination performance and how we can create stunning visual environments under the soffit and under the canopy and spaces. Easy, quick, and reliable installation, and low total cost of ownership. Now, let's look at the first one here, which says superior illumination performance. From a soffit application comparison perspective, we have seen that we are over 25% better or in terms of performance as compared to metal halide, while consuming over 50% lower power. Point number two, while comparing against incumbent LED technology from an application perspective for under canopy lighting, we have seen that the CPY250 is over 35% higher performance while consuming 5 to 15% less power. So, quick summary, higher performance and extremely low energy consumption as compared to both incumbent LED as well as obsolete metal halide solutions. We will offer two lens options, flat and drop lens. If you were at LFI, what you were seeing on the show floor was a flat lens option. I will talk about the drop lens in a quick minute, but for the flat lens, the key message is that it eliminates the direct imaging of the LEDs. So as customers drive into the canopy, the source brightness of the LEDs is no longer an issue. So the direct imaging of the LEDs is eliminated with the flat lens. Coming to installation, it's a very simple installation. It's a direct surface mount, and it's a slim, low-profile design. We'll talk about installation in some subsequent slides. Total cost of ownership. Now, if you look at the initial cost as well as the savings that we offer with this product over the life of the installation, the payback period for this product is less than 2 years as compared to incumbent metal halide. So there you go. The main message for the CPY250 is that we're creating a new performance standard by delivering a unique combination of increased performance as compared to both incumbent LED technologies as well as obsolete metal halide solutions with increased performance and at a lower initial cost. So moving on to the next slide, targeted applications. So where can the CPY250 be a really good fit? So what you see on the slide are snapshots of various applications: bank drive-through ATMs, drop-off centers, let it be airports, healthcare facilities, hospitals, hotels as an example, or general soffit applications. So those would be our targeted spaces that we want to go after with the CPY250. Moving on to the next slide. Now here we are going to look at the features that come along with the product. It's a slim, low-profile design. So it's not recessed, but it's a direct mount to your canopy deck or to your soffit deck. Two lens options, flat and drop lens. There's only one CCT option, 5700K. Input power, 122 watts or 80 watts. There's an option for dimming control from 0 to 10 volts, multi-level and programmable multi-level options that you may have seen with our other canopy and soffit products. Industry-leading 10-year warranty, that's huge for the CPY250. If you look at the market today in this space, you typically see around 5-year warranty. So with our 10-year leading warranty, we definitely have, I would say, a vantage point as compared to competition. And finally, our exclusive Delta Guard finish that is across the board for most of our outdoor products. Moving on to slide number 5, and here we're going to talk about the drop lens and the impact that it can drive under the soffit or under your canopy. So what you see on the slide here is comparisons between the 304 platform, the 304 canopy platform, the CPY250, and an LED competitor in the market. And we have looked at different optic types, so petroleum symmetric, petroleum sparkle, the flat lens, the drop lens for the CPY250, and a symmetric lens for the competitor product. And we looked at how much high angle light are we allocating for these different optic types. So as you can see, what you get with the drop lens is around 10%. So 9.17% is what we have seen so far. In terms of high angle light, what that gives you is a nice sparkle effect on your soffit or your canopy deck. So if there are customers out there who are looking to create that sparkle effect, that's where the drop lens would be a great fit. Moving on to slide number 6. Here we are going to look at a couple of application examples. So what we have done is we are looking at an airport drop-off center, and we're going to look at a bank drive-through ATM. So let's look at the application scenario. So we have an airport drop-off center upgrade using existing locations. We're looking at a direct surface mount option. You have the canopy size. You have the luminaire height at 15 feet. There's a certain target for maintained illuminance as well as uniformity ratios. So keeping this application perspective in our mind, we did a comparison of the CPY250 with our own canopy edge surface mount product. So what you see on the screen right now is the analysis and the results of that analysis. So we took our 122 watt CPY250 flat lens, and we looked at what was the increase in the average illumination under the canopy. So over 14% increase, energy savings as compared to canopy edge is 9%, and initial price saving is 53%. Now, though I'm showing a surface mount edge canopy, our target should be our competition. But this is just to give you a perspective on how we stack up against ourselves. In the next slide, we'll show you how the CPY stacks up against a pulse start metal halide. So here we go. This is the next application example. It's a bank drive-through ATM against a direct surface mount. Canopy size is given to you. Luminaire height is 10 feet. And again, we have to maintain certain application goals in mind. So 20 to 30 foot candles for maintained illuminance, as well as a 3:1 max to min uniformity ratio. So keeping these application goals in mind, we compared the CPY250 against the pulse start metal halide. So again, you see that the increase in the average illumination under the canopy the CPY250 offers you over 25% performance. If you look at the energy savings, over 50%. And I think in many applications, we can even go to the range of 70–75%. We then compared also the CPY250 to a soffit 304. Now the soffit 304 is a recessed product, so it's got a flush look on the canopy of the it's got a flush look on the canopy on the soffit deck. So not a very fair comparison from a mounting perspective, but at least it gives you an idea on how we stack up against 304. So we kept the same average, so the average illumination was almost the same. Energy savings was significant, over 24%, and price savings was around 35%. So I hope with these two application views, you have you're getting a good idea on how we can leverage these products, leverage the CPY250 specifically for soffit applications, and that's the main drive for these application examples. I think it can be a really good fit for soffit decks, so that's where we want to drive the CPY250. The main focus, again, though we have shown comparisons against 304 as well as the edge canopy, our main target would be the metal halide solutions. Going towards installation, slide number 10, simple three-step process. So basically you have to drill a hole on the soffit of the canopy deck, 2 to 4 inch. Then you have 4 mounting screws that you use to mount the fixture or the luminaire onto the canopy. And then finally, you need to run your wiring to the conduit, to the existing conduit and the J-box. So as an accessory, we can provide the stem and the J-box, but yeah, otherwise customers have to supply their own J-box and stem. But again, a very simple installation. You need a small hole, drill a small hole onto your soffit and canopy deck, followed by you drill in 4 screws. They're self-sealing screws, and then finally run your wiring behind the product into the J-box. Slide number 11 and slide number 12 will talk about some details about how you can mount this product into a soffit surface as well as a canopy surface. I will not go into details, but I do want to highlight that the installation guide PDF is already on the web. So just to bring this to your attention, we have slide number 11 and slide number 12, which shows you a view of how we can do a direct mount to a canopy deck. So moving on to some mounting no-nos where the CPY250 would not be a really good fit. Direct mount to a surface mounted J-box. That is where we will not have a really strong fit for the CPY250. If you're thinking of a pendant mount, again, over there we don't have the option right now. Surface wiring below ceiling installation, the CPY would not be a good fit. So under these circumstances, just want to bring it to attention that if we got these questions during LFI as well, especially on the pendant mount, for now we don't have any options for pendant mount especially. Going on to slide number 14, talking about availability. Order readiness is now. You can place orders today. Documents, spec sheet, installation sheets are already on the web. They are live as per, I just checked them before I came in for the webinar. So they are already on the web. There will be a product brochure that will be available around mid-May. Production orders and the ship out dates will look for the flat lens will be available first. That's looking at, and we're looking at end of May. We're trying to pull that in. Drop lens will be around the mid-June time frame, and then of course standard lead time supply. IES files, the flat lens version is already on the web. The drop lens will be available end of May. So a quick summary, the flat lens will be coming to market quicker than the drop lens option. DLC approval, it's pending, and I'm expecting this to get resolved in the next 2 to 3 weeks. IP66 is also pending. Again, we're looking at 2 to 3 weeks for this to get resolved. And we're also shooting for a dark sky certification for the flat lens. Moving on to a couple of points that I think are very relevant for the CPY250. Currently in the spec sheet, when you open the spec sheet, you will see that we have some data on the drop lens. That data is still preliminary. Till we have the final IES file, which should be available in the next couple of weeks, that data will stay as preliminary. A Cree logo on product, there is an option. We are looking at options on how we can bring that in. At this time, we don't have the logo on the main casting, but there is a plan to bring it in. Now, serviceability of the product. The product has got tamper-proof screws. It's a UL requirement. We are looking at an option of providing a screwdriver, a special screwdriver that we can use as an accessory. The reason why this was the case, if you are familiar with the 228 portfolio, especially when you open the when you have access to the driver from under the canopy, but then when you open the door and the driver comes out, it's a modular design. The driver is automatically cut off from the main power. In the case of CPY250, that's not the case. So when you open the casting door, you still have live wires in there. So you will put in a requirement to have tamper-proof screws onto the casting door. So just to be aware, I think it's important to understand that we have this, if you say, feature for this product. So here's a quick look at the pricing options. So the middle column, where we say description, is the external nomenclature for this product. That is something you will see on the spec sheet as well. So CPY250, A stands for version. There's only one mounting option, direct mount. There will be 2 options for the optics, flat and drop. So you will see an F or a D, followed by input power, A or B. So A would mean 80 watts and B would mean 122. And then we have voltage, and then of course options like color and other options. So pricing, starting price point is at $320. As you can see, it's a very attractive price point for a product which can totally outperform the competition. In the table below, the main table is what you see in terms of options. The dimming control, the multi-level, and the programmable multi-level option is only available for the 122 watt variant. So just summarizing on the main point for the CPY250, we are setting a new performance standard. I mean, we have done application comparisons against incumbent LED as well as obsolete metal halide solutions, and we are totally outperforming these guys in both performance as well as energy power consumption. So illumination performance, quick, easy, and reliable installation, and a low total cost of ownership are the key driving points that we want to go when we go to market. So with that, I think I'm getting to the Q&A section. So if you have any questions on the presentation or the material that was just covered, please plug your questions into the questions tab, and we will start responding to them in the next 1 minute or so. Okay, so let's look at our questions here. So the first question was on DLC listing. Yes, we have applied for DLC, and we should have the DLC listing approval in the next couple of weeks. There's a question about the CCT of 5700K. the initial target market for this product was a gas station canopy. And for this application, the 5700K seemed like the best fit. So at this time, we still have 5700K, but yes, I do see a lot of requests coming in for 4000K. So for now, it is 5700K. If there is a significant opportunity where we need to bring in the 4000K, that is something we can look at. What is the fixture depth? I would ask you to look at the installation sheet. So I would say if you look at it falls around 2 inch from the canopy or the soffit deck. But do look at the spec sheet. This is mentioned on the very first page. Will samples be sent to reps? Yes, samples are being packaged this week. So please contact your salesperson that you talk to on a regular basis, and they should be able to coordinate a sample for you very shortly. Is there more information available on the PML option? This is new, correct? No, actually, the PML option is available on our 304 as well as on our 228 series. So the spec sheet is already on the web. So yeah, just have a look at the spec sheet, and that should give you all the details. Is the lens vandal resistant? Andy, do you know? Vandal resistant. Well, let's put it this way. The casting door is fixed to the luminaire with tamper-proof screws. So unless you can find an easy way to open that casting door, I don't think you'll be able to get to it that easily. Size, again, the size, if you look at the spec sheet, it's 15 inches by, let's see, okay, it's 15 by 15 inches, it's square. Let me see if any other questions came in. Is the lens breakable? That is something I'll have to get back to you, Jason. So there are quite a few questions on the fixture depth and the size. Again, it's on the spec sheet. It's 15 by 15 inches. And if you look at the drop below the soffit or the canopy deck, it will be around 2 inches. For the drop lens, it will add an additional, let's say, less than 1 inch. That's like a 1-inch prismatic drop lens. Question on samples. As I said, the samples are getting ready this week. So talk to your salesperson, and they should be able to coordinate the sample to you very shortly. Is this a made in America product? I would say yes. So if you look at the spec sheet, it says meets Buy American requirements within ARRA. So it's on our spec sheet, second page, last line. Any further questions? Going once, going twice, going twice. Okay, thanks again for your time. I hope you are as excited as we are about the CPY250 At LFI, I think this product stole the show for us. So I'm looking forward to an exciting next few months as the launch takes off. So thanks again for your time, and we look forward to talking to you soon for the next webinar. Goodbye.